physically? And you touched on it briefly, but when do you feel like you'll maybe get back to 100%?
Sometime around mid next month, so about beginning mid of April, hopefully. Before everything got shut down and campus got shut down, I started to begin to run and tumble again. So definitely working in the right direction, starting to do some harder dismounts onto landings and stuff like that. Definitely will be a little bit of a setback because I'm not able to train, but but before that, I'm feeling good. My body's feeling good. I've been trying to keep up with rehab and weights and strength and stuff like that. Obviously, it's kind of hard because we don't have an Olympic weight room at handy everywhere. But yeah, the coaches have done a great job keeping in touch. Strength coach, my trainers have been great and just reaching out and just making sure everyone's okay. They're getting what they needed and stuff like that. It's definitely been a crazy time.
Yeah.
And Josh Whitman has done a great job at keeping everyone informed as well with all those with a bunch of conference calls, stuff like that. So they've been doing a great job in these unprecedented times.
How do you deal with the mental component of that? Like you said, it is unprecedented. So how do you just maybe keep your mind right and stay focused?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I've even noticed myself kind of slacking off a little bit. It's hard. You know, you have a group of guys you see every day in the gym that motivate you, and now you're not seeing those guys every day. It's hard to want to get up in the morning and go work out downstairs in the basement by yourself. But I think we just have to keep reminding ourselves that a little break can be good. So a little break now to keep our bodies feeling good will be good for us. But at some point, we need to get back into working out. So trying to just remind yourself of the goals we have as a team and trying to follow that and keep close to that, I think, is one of the best ways to try to keep mentally sane during this situation, to be completely honest. Because a lot of us are stuck in our homes and bored out of our minds.
Yeah.
I haven't left the house in, I think, 10 days, 11 days.
Yeah. Is Chicago on more of like a strict quarantine? Because I know here we're on like sort of a lockdown where it's okay, only leave the house for essentials. But I don't know.
I think the state of Illinois is in like a shelter in place, I guess, where you can like still like go out and like walk your dog and like go to the doctors and get groceries and stuff like that. And interstates are still open, so I guess it's more of just like you should stay inside, but you know, you can go out and do the things you need to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then when was it that you got injured? Because ACL is usually what, like a 9-month, 6 to 9 month recovery?
Yeah. So I actually got injured at US Championships last year.
Oh, yep.
So it was day two, fifth event floor. I did it on my last pass. So I was trying to make the national team there and then maybe make a world team. So that kind of is how it works with it's going to work with this, except for making a world team, you're making an Olympic team.
Yeah. What did you maybe learn from yourself through this kind of recovery process and getting back?
A lot, actually. The reoccurring theme, I guess, is don't take anything for granted. You know, that's come up a lot. Just like looking at the little things, looking at everything as a big picture. I think was one of the most important things for me, was seeing everything as a whole. Like this was just kind of like a step in my journey and my process. And it was a hard one, but it's definitely one that I learned a lot from, whether it's just patience or perseverance or overcoming something. Because the first few weeks after surgery were immensely hard. Like some of the hardest things I have had to go through. And just because I'm used to always being on the go and doing everything, but I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. So it's definitely a big learning experience for me with patience and not taking things for granted. I'm definitely, I think, more of a mature person because of it now. You know, kind of grown up a little bit, I guess.
For sure. Do you have any concern? Because I know Canada they're pulling all their athletes from the games, or is that a worry for you that the US might do the same?
So yes and no. So yes, meaning that if they pull us and the Olympics still go on, I mean, that's kind of a slap to the face. But I think I think if the US is like, we're not sending our athletes, I think the Olympic Committee will postpone the Olympics, because I think if enough countries do that, I mean, they can't have an Olympics without athletes, right? So I think if enough countries do that, they get postponed. I think I saw something last night on the news that they're talking about postponing it to 2021, but I guess nothing's for sure until it happens.
And what would it, I mean, surely you're hoping that it does. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's yes, myself, because it gives me a little bit more time to recover, but I think it's just with everything going on, and I think it'd just be better for athletes as a community to have a little bit more time to process everything and, get as physically and mentally ready as possible, because everywhere around the world right now is in shambles. I mean, like, China just finished everything. Italy, there's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You almost
I agree.
You imagine, you see this stuff in movies and you're like, oh, this will never happen until it does, right?
I know. Have you seen Black? It feels like we're in an episode of.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think I was talking to my mom a few weeks ago, and I was originally saying that I was like, oh, I'll stay at a friend's house and see if I can work out at like their family's gym or whatever. They're like, yeah, okay, and they're like, something came up, and they're like, oh, I couldn't see that happening, and then it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't see that happening. I'm like, well, we said we couldn't see this happening. Now it's happening. So you never know.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like things you can't even imagine have actually happened.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. Well, I'm all good. Anything else from you?
No, I'm all set.
Cool. All right. Well, I really appreciate your time. Good luck with your training and everything.
Thank you.
Getting back on track, and
well,
we're all in this together. So we'll see.
Honestly. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for a place to work out. I actually live in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And so I've been staying here for 2 weeks because my mom and my brother are actually a little bit like higher risk with like heart stuff and asthma. So I've been here for about 10, 12 days, and I'm finally gonna be going home this weekend. So I got like a 15-hour drive ahead of me.
Good luck.
So I hope they let me out of the state.
I think they should. Do you have
they will. I have a New Hampshire license plate.
They might let you.
Yeah. So it's just crazy times. All right. Well.
Yeah. Well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.